Hi, welcome to the Terry Harrison channel. My name is Martin, I'm Terry's son-in-law, and in 2026 I want to start sharing with you some of the videos and tutorials that Terry created. He had an art career that spanned 4 decades and spent a lot of that time performing workshops, tutorials, teaching. He taught in America, he taught in South Korea, he went all over the world. And he used all of that knowledge to create some wonderful step-by-step tutorial videos. Now, these are all available on our website, and you can see all the details in the description. However, I'm going to start sharing them with you on YouTube as well. So today's is part 1 of 2 of a tutorial called A Winter Barn. It's a fantastic snowy scene, lots of masking fluid, lots of bright light, not a huge number of colors, and you don't need a lot of skill to do this one. It's one of Terry's fantastically simple tutorials. So grab a cup of tea, kick back, and enjoy the show.
This is a project on how to paint a snow scene from a reference which was taken in the middle of summer. So I've got a summer version. This is one I did previously. So it's a summer scene with poppies, and I'm going to convert it into a snow scene. So it's exactly the same view, but a snow version. So this is the summer version. I'm going to use that as my guide, my reference, and I've drawn up the same view, which is going to be the snow scene. The first thing I'm going to do is put on some masking fluid. Now I'm going to use a technique of putting masking fluid on with a kitchen towel. So some kitchen paper, some masking fluid, and you put the masking fluid onto a plate or a dish. Make a pad of the kitchen towel. Now you have it so it's flat at the bottom, and the scrunched up bit is where you hold it. And you dunk into the masking fluid, so it soaks into the masking fluid, so it soaks into the kitchen towel, and then you very gently touch it onto the surface, and this is how you get a very light dusting of snow on your trees. So not too wet, just wait for it to soak in and just touch it very gently, and it just gives a fabulous soft coating of masking fluid. So we've got some snow on the trees on the right hand side. On the left hand side, again, just let the masking fluid soak in and just gently stipple, just touch the paper ever so gently, and there's some snow on that tree. And I'm going to just put a little bit of texture on the verge of the road, a little bit of texture there as well. This has gone a little bit too solid, so do not fear. All you need to, we'll let it dry, then I'll just rub it off. But while we're waiting for that to dry, we'll put some masking fluid on the fence. So this is where the snow sits on top of the fence. Whatever you do, don't use a brand new brush for masking fluid. Use an old brush, and what I do is, this is quite a new old brush, and to make sure I'm using the right brush, I put some masking tape on the handle, and that tells me that it's a masking fluid brush. So I'll just put that on like that, but you can use this is a very old masking fluid brush. There's the tape on the handle, but this is completely clogged up. But you can still use a brush like this. So some snow on the uprights, some snow on the barn. Just going to put some masking fluid on the top ridge of the barn there. Okay. And some snow in the foreground. So this is in place of flowers. And some tracks. Just put those in. It's where the sunlight catches the snow to there. Wash that. And for some grasses growing out of the snow, some more masking fluid, and this is using the wipe away tool, the one with the pointy rubber tip. Put the lid on. So this bit here, when I was a little bit heavy-handed with my my dabbing with the masking fluid, what I'm going to do is just, before I start, just remove that. Not all of it, just some of it. Okay, what you must do is wait for the masking fluid to dry. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit with the hair dryer. Right, the first thing after the masking fluid is dry is the sky. So, big brush. Wet the sky area first. Goes over the masking fluid on the tree, down to the horizon. Now this is the key to success with this is only put the water on the sky. Try not to get it on the roof of the barn. So that just soaks in. Some raw sienna. Then some ultramarine. So we have a cloud at the top that comes down towards the tree on the left. Now to make the snow stand out more, I'm going to make this quite dark with ultramarine and burnt umber. So ultramarine, burnt umber, really quite dark, and bring that down towards the building. Carefully paint around like that. Fade that through the tree. You can just make out where the masking fluid is on the tree. So it's the contrast between the light and dark that makes the snow stand out. Right, so that's stage one. So while that's drying off, I'm going to move on to the barn. So large detail brush. So the sunlight's coming this way. So this is going to be in sunlight, this is going to be in shade. So burnt sienna. So this is the brickwork on the main barn. And that just comes down to there. Then with the colour shadow, while this is still wet, drop the shadow underneath the roof. And just pull that down so it's a mottled finish. Goes to there. The end of the lean-to barn, so raw sienna and some sunlit green. It just fades into the snow there. Same colour on this part of the barn there. There's a doorway and into that. Right, so while that's still wet, some burnt umber, some green, country olive green, and just run that on the underside of the snow like that. So that should be still just a little bit wet. Just put that in, and what I'm going to try and do is keep it dark over the snow that's on the fence. Like that. Dark underneath the eave there. Right. Next stage. Medium detail brush, some burnt sienna, so it goes down to the snow at the bottom. So while this is still wet, drop the shadow colour into the burnt sienna and just pull that down so it mixes unevenly on the paper. So you get this mottled effect, which is really quite dark. To there. With the same colour, Let's just put some colour on the barn further down the lane. So there's the end of the lean-to. Whoop. There's a doorway there, just have the door slightly open. Ultramarine and burnt umber. There's a window there. And also there's some woodwork.
Okay, so we're going to leave Terry there. Next week, we're going to show the latter half of the tutorial where all the foreground detail goes in and all the removal of the masking fluid comes off, which basically shows all of those lovely, beautiful, bright whites for the snow. So it really finishes the tutorial off. So tune in next week to see the next half. Bye-bye.